Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, up high here like the 70s. A different kind of mind, they say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I'm...
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany. I know it's been a while, right? Oh, God, we're here. We're on YouTube again. Holy God, it's been a while. I know people are freaking out. Did you quit YouTube? Are you done with it? No, I'm not done with YouTube. Calm down. We just had one of those weeks where we had to go ahead and make up for some of the things we weren't able to do on Twitch over there. So that's exactly what we did. Of course, there was no Nerd and the Jerk this week. We did not do the playlist with Real Talk Metaphor Messiah this week, so we didn't have a whole lot to do there. So, but we're here now. So that's all that really matters, right? Sometimes it's not about how you begin, but it's exactly how you finish. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. We're going to be for as long as you guys want. It's basically your show tonight. Talk about whatever you might like. I appreciate everybody being in here. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you've yet to do so. That would be appreciated. Much appreciated. So I got a couple things. A couple things I want to talk about. Neither one of them is particularly pleasant. And honestly, my views on both of them might kind of piss some people off. But tonight's one of those nights where I really don't care. I don't give a shit. I just don't. Because it's kind of rage-inducing to some, more the second topic than the first. But regardless of any of that, we're going to talk about everything else that you might have a little bit later on. You can jump into my Discord and I'll take your calls and we'll get through all that stuff very, very nicely. I might even have a medicinal soda over here to chug if I'm properly motivated. All right, but let's get into it. The main story that I want to talk about, the thing that kind of made me even want to do a show today at all, was simply about the entire situation with Apple. You see, the iPhoneX is right around the corner. I think it's coming out in about a week. Pre-orders are going crazy. People are scalping on the pre-orders already. It's absolutely insane. And over the last couple of months or whatever, there has been videos that have been released by Apple employees, sometimes their family members, which is completely legal and fine. They have no problem with you doing that, showing off some of the features of the new iPhone. Then enter Brooke Amelia Peterson, who at the actual Cupertino, at the cafeteria Cupertino in Cupertino, California, the actual headquarters of Apple, they uploaded a video. Well, the daughter of an engineer at Apple uploaded a video going through all of the features. She went through a lot of features. She went through a lot of things. And again, this has happened quite a few times. Not that big of a deal all in and of itself. The video, this one, goes more viral than some of the others. A lot of people picked up on this video. A lot of commenters, a lot of people who do reviews on these products. It just went viral. It hit the goddamn roof overnight. In the morning when she woke up, there was some little bit of anger by Apple wanting her to take down the video, which she did promptly. Not a big deal. Well, it turns out that wasn't the end of it, because her father, who, like I said, is an engineer and one of the guys who worked on the iPhone X, the X, was fired, gone, given a pink slip, shown the door, kick rocks, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split ya, bitch, basically is what happened. But why? Is it because this video went viral? Some people were there was a reaction to this at first. Like, wow. And if you go and you read almost every single one of the slanted media pieces of shit, really, but the articles that you can find on this, they're all slanted in a way to make you feel empathy and sorry for this family. The problem comes with it's not that cut and dry. It's not just because this video went viral or anything like that. No. There were QR codes. There were codes for unfinished Apple products shown on the phone. So there was something that was not supposed to be shown that quickly became public consumption. Now, for a business, for a corporation, this is very serious stuff. Now, you guys know I have a military background where operational security is everything. OPSEC, 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 OPSEC. That is just the reality of my existence when I was in the Army. Everything was. I saw people lose careers over a fucking thumb drive being plugged into the wrong computer. You plug a nipper thumb drive into a sipper computer and then try to use that nipper drive somewhere else. Your ass is grass. I've seen it a million times, and it's craziness, but you gotta be situationally aware. You have to have operational security at all times. And this is important in the business world for a completely different reason. Now, lives will probably not be lost if you accidentally fumble the ball and give people too much information, but you could lose millions, if not billions of dollars, especially when you're an engineer and you have sensitive data that is so important to your company on your phone. So a couple of things happened here. She kind of went out after the fact and was like, and tried to, I'm despondent, I'm sorry and all this. But then she also played the other side of it where she was very flippant and not remorseful about anything about it, which originally, if I'm being completely honest, made me think that she stole the phone, that she did this on her own and her dad probably didn't give her permission. That doesn't seem to be the case. He seemed to very well know exactly what happened, or at least he's doing the fatherly thing and is protecting his daughter so she doesn't get a crazy amount of hate, which I respect. I do respect that if that's what he's doing. I don't think it is. I do think, in fact, they know that they did agree to it and he let her do it. He's just a fucking idiot, okay? I don't have a problem inherently with giving your kid, who's an attractive teenage daughter, a way to show off a new product. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you've got to be smart enough as a employee to not have any sensitive data that could be shown on this phone. What the fuck are you thinking? It's just one of these things that I cannot get my head around. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It's one of the stupidest things that I think I've seen in quite a long time when it comes to these corporate things, but these always happen. Things like this happen all the time. Every time a new product comes out, one of these videos tend to release, somebody loses their job. Steve Wozniacki had an incident like this where an engineer showed him something a little bit early. The engineer got fucking fired. That was like in 2006. Did I say Wozniacki? Wozniak. Well, you know what I mean. The Wizard of Oz. The Woz. The big Steve himself. It's pretty crazy, man. It's nuts how much a little bit of information can be used in a improper way that can cost a lot of people money and, in this case, their job. But that's not the thing that bothers me all that much. What bothers me is the slanted media. Once again, we go back to the media. And both stories that I'm going to talk about today both have heavily to do with media relations and how things are being reported on and skewed in awful fucking ways. So you guys can feel sorry for one side and simply not the other. Once again, it became a situation where the corporation, Apple, is bad for firing this poor engineer who worked tirelessly. I'm not even kidding. These are some of the words that you will find in these articles. Worked tirelessly on the Apple's X, the iPhone 10, whatever, and gives his phone to his daughter so she could show off, which has happened so many times, and they fire him. Most of the time, they make a small little highlight about the fact that they barely underline the fact that there was important information that you simply cannot release. Now, for the most part, I do think that they've handled it well. Not Apple. Apple handled it perfectly fine, but the family, they seem to be taking responsibility for the blunder and all that good stuff. But, to me, it becomes an interesting thing where all you can find is article after article of just slanted things to just completely, once again, make people feel like money's bad. Money and corporations are evil. Money and corporations they'll fire your ass no matter how hard you've worked for them. It doesn't matter. It's simply not what happened in this case. And it drives me fucking nuts. Honestly, there's really not much else to say about it other than that. It's just one of those things that drives me fucking crazy. Now, Chrissy Pip up in the chat, she's a moron for posting anything about her dad's job. In this case, no, she didn't. It's not like she stole the phone. Her dad gave her permission. This is really more about the dad. The daughter, I really don't care too much about, except that she was a little bit flippant and all that stuff. But she's a rich kid in California, not a big shocker there. But this is her dad's fault for not securing any information that could potentially get his ass fired. Do not needlessly kill your money, asshole. And that's exactly what you did. Not only did you try to kill your money, you tried to kill corporation money. And Davey don't like that. Drives me fucking crazy. But it is what it is there. But I find it more interesting about this slant against any type of corporation. And Apple is one that I do like, even though I don't really use a lot of the products, but I have a lot of respect for what they've done, where they came from, and where they're going. They seem to always be at the forefront, and that's nice. Now, however they get there, that's another topic for another day. But the other thing I want to talk about,
Shut up and take my money.
$3 donation from Luna Blarp. I love my Mush Puff Princess. Son of a bitch. Well, there you go. Looks like we're getting regal here today, folks. Oh, my hair is doing all kinds of weird things. Holy shit. There you go. Thank you, Luna Blarp. You're absolutely wonderful. Xanta, it wasn't that they just randomly fired him. There was more to it. Yeah, absolutely there was. The fact is he was potentially gave away information that was not out there for public consumption that could be used against them by rivals and such like that. But like I said, the other topic that I want to talk about is more to do with a corporation, an entity that I've come to loathe, that I've come to hate. The NFL. Now, I don't talk a lot of football on this channel anymore. I once did. Once upon a time, hey, I'm a red-blooded American from Chicago, Illinois. Love my Bears, love football. At least that was the case up until about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, things kind of changed. Now, if you notice, I really didn't put anything about this story in the description box or in the title. This is just something I kind of wanted to talk about on the side because it's kind of a rant and it's a little bit of anger. And I think it's going to piss some people off. And if it does, fuck yeah. I really don't care at this point because words are out of control. And I'm a guy who typically tends to always know what you should and shouldn't say. Look, I'm not going to come on here and say words, the N-word, or call people fags or anything like that needlessly because it's stupid. It's dumb. You're putting yourself at risk. Just like I yell at the other guy, it's a dumb idea to purposely and needlessly kill your own fucking money. Never been a fan of it. Never will be a fan of it. So I simply don't do it. Not because I don't think that I could defend my position if I wanted to use words like that, but the fact is, I don't see the point of it. There would be no racial undertones to it because why? I'm not a fucking racist. I'm not a bigot. You can use the words in context of a joke and most of the time be able to defend your position. But it doesn't always mean that you should, and it doesn't always mean that it's a smart idea to do so. It's not. It's not. So you be a little mindful and you don't fucking do those type of things. Now, the NFL has come really, I really don't know what the NFL is doing anymore, except for one thing, they're driving away their fucking viewers. People are getting tired of the NFL, and not only for the on-the-field product, which is shoddy at best. This NFL, what we're watching now, is not the NFL that I grew up in. This football game is different. It's just not fun anymore. There's nothing about it that allures me. There's no stories that make me care. Everything's driven by outside forces, whether they're acquiescing to the concussion, overblown stuff and things like that, and players from the past suing the shit out of them, whatever the reason may be. Lots of things have affected the on-the-field product. Well, now, this year, things have gotten even a little bit worse because politically, things have gotten more charged than ever before. Of course, it started last year with Colin Kaepernick. Now, Colin's no longer in the league. You got a lot of people who are backlashing about that because they don't like the fact that what they feel is a good quarterback not in the league. They're completely ignoring the fact that he lost like 40 pounds, didn't play for a long time, simply probably doesn't have what it takes to be an NFL quarterback anymore. But let's ignore that because his politics, the political message, come at a time where we are at such an upheaval, such a divisive point where everybody wants to argue about politics constantly. $3 donation, Luna Blarp, missing dreadlock Dave. Gotcha, Luna. Thank you so much, you sexy mush puff you. All right, so, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to have to do this segment in this. Oh my God. This is the worst timing ever. No. But I'll do it because I'm a whore. Oh, this is the worst timing I've ever had on this show. I've got to finish this segment talking about racial politics slightly in a fucking Rastafarian hat. Oh. Whew. Okay, we're going to do it anyway because it's what we do. Let it messy. Okay. Culture appropriation. Oh my God. Okay. Oh boy, this is not going to be easy. Breathe. You can do this. You're a professional, Dave. You're a professional. It's what you do. Thank you for the donation, Luna Blarp. Okay. So everything that's happened with Colin Kaepernick has been well documented up to this point. It's not been good. A lot of things want to get ignored, but The fact is the guy probably can't be in the league anymore, but let's ignore that because, like I said, we're at a point now where everything is divisive. Television talk shows are no longer fun anymore because everything is about shitting on one side or the other in politics. Well, really just one side, Trump's side, and that's just about it. But the NFL is taking it a step farther because now they're starting to see a serious problem with television ratings and attendance. People are getting turned off by the fact that NFL players, who they feel, whether or not this is fair or not, are entitled, are rich, and probably shouldn't be making the type of statements that they are, at least in game, and taken away from the game, the product that people are paying to see, which I think is very important to reference here. People are paying to watch football. It's the equivalent of going to a movie that has nothing to do with politics and then just at the beginning of it, you're going to get a message about one-sided politics before you watch the movie, and you can't get away from it. That's basically what's happened here. You know, people don't even know what this protest is even anymore. You know, the fact is, Colin Kaepernick started this by going off on the fact that there's a lot of things that are happening with racial situations, and you know, we got young brothers who are getting killed by cops and all that, even though we can ignore some of the other numbers that might disprove some of those things, whatever. That's basically where it all started. And then of course the red-blooded Americans went a little bit crazy on the other end of it. To be fucking fair, they absolutely did. Don't shit on our flag, Colin Kaepernick, dick. You know, I mean, that's basically what the other side was going, and it got this really bad reaction of these people that were screaming at each other from equal sides. You had you had veterans who were writing open letters to Colin Kaepernick, some approving, some disapproving, and it spiraled into this situation now where you have the entire league, all these different players who are no longer standing for the anthem and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing and all of this. And it's taken away from the on-field product. And all of this has led to, you know, like I said, ratings going down, attendance going down, football just not being as fun as it once was. Now, to make it even worse and make it even more crazy is now everything that is being said by owners, head coaches, to be fair, head coaches are being rather smart, but owners and such, everything is being exploited. Everything is being puffed up. Everything is being just added these extra layers of shit into there, and it's really turned into a situation now where you can't say anything, because if you do, even if you use old adages, things that are commonly said and might be very apt about your situation, well, fuck, you might lose your entire team, and that's exactly what's happening right now with the Texans. The owner, McNair, this owner here, at the meetings that were designed to talk about the NFL's problem with all of the protests and what it's driving away, the owner of the Texans, Mr. McNair, made a statement that I think we've all heard many, many times, where, simply put, you cannot allow the inmates to run the prison. This has made people lose their fucking minds. Because the first thing that happened is multiple players, not only in the NFL, but also in the NBA, would say, well, I would never want an owner to refer to me as a prisoner. Asshole. What the fuck are you talking about? What is happening right now? That's not what he said. He didn't call any of you inmates. There was no racial undertones to what that statement is. We've heard this statement used a million times. It's very simple. Meaning is, the owners of the league, the people who actually are, the funding the league and such like that, they can't allow it to be overtaken by the players, especially when it's not an on-field issue. And I think that's important. And it's what a lot of people have lost sight on. This is not an on-field issue. This is not playing time. This is not whether or not the injuries are piling up at an exponential rate, which they are. Being ignored, of course, but they are. That's not important. Don't protect your workforce. Let's fucking fight about the fact that asshole McDickface can't kneel during the damn anthem. It's gone into a situation now where everybody has lost sight of exactly what is happening, and everyone's just kind of running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Everyone's screaming racism. Everyone is screaming that there's something going on when most of the time there fucking isn't. And now you're having a situation where there is actual talks of this owner potentially losing his team. This is really becoming a little bit fucking insane at this point, because this was just a situation of word use to try to heighten a point. You can't have the people that are in it, in the league as players, telling the owners exactly how the league should be run. It's typically not how anything goes. You have to have some sort of control, especially when it's the owners who are losing money over this. The owners are going to lose this league. The NFL is going to continue to go down the goddamn drain over the next 5 to 10 years if this is not fucking addressed. Fact is, the other sports league have done a pretty damn good job up to this point of making sure that we don't have these type of things that take away from the game, because this is what is really the problem here. These situations are taking away from the game. There is nothing wrong with players advocating whatever they want to. Maybe do it on your own time. You're being paid to play a game, not paid to put your political agenda out there. Now, there are a lot of other ways that you can do that, wearing gloves, maybe writing stuff on it. You'll get fines for it, but at least you are not completely derailing the entire tone of a season, which is exactly what's happened now. Nobody's talking about football. Everyone's talking about the anthem. Everyone's talking about whether it's shitting on the flag or being disrespectful to fucking soldiers. Nobody's talking about the game. Nobody cares about the game anymore. It's come to a situation now where everybody is getting afraid to be able to talk. And that's the biggest part of this that I personally have a problem with. And I'm kind of guilty of some of these things myself as far as not helping the situation. Like I said earlier, I tend to not say things that I know that might cause me a little bit more problems than I need to take on. But it's because more people won't speak up, maybe even me included. $6.70 by Raging Max. Baby, you're a firework. Thank you very much for $6.70. I appreciate that. I'm going to take off this fucking... I'm gonna take this off here. I'm going to take this off here. Police brutality and equality is not political agenda. It's human rights. It's being... see, now here's where you're being fooled here, Jammer. Because it's being used as such. Police brutality and equality are being addressed. They're down. Look at statistics. I mean, if you want to talk statistics, well, come fucking talk to me afterwards. We'll have a little conversation if you want. I'll go in my Discord. The fact is, it has been addressed. But maybe not as well as it should. Never will be. That's just not how fucking reality is ever going to work. Should it be accepted? No, but it can always be advocated against. But here's the problem. In the NFL's current situation, which was what we're talking about, Jammer, we're not talking about anything else potentially. We're talking about the situation in the NFL. And the fact is, it is being used as a political weapon that is now directly being aimed at Donald Trump. Whether you like Trump or not is irrelevant. Because that is not what we're talking about. That really is... at least us as viewers, but players are using their place, their ability to have a higher platform to now just take aim at Trump. That's all this has become. That's all it's become. It's not becoming about the sport anymore. It's becoming about political agenda being fucking used unnecessarily. Now to the point where people are getting so afraid that they can't even speak up anymore as long as you're on the side that's being shown to be wrong. Jesus Christ, this is the world that we live in now. And it is because of people like me, maybe, that are unwilling to speak up a little bit more highly about these type of things, to say things, to push the envelope. Maybe we need more edge. The edge has been cut out of everything, it seems. There is no more edge. You can't be edgy. If you be edgy, you might lose your ads on YouTube. You might lose your job. There's so many things that you can't do anymore because it might make some two fucking offices over cry. What type of world is this? What type of existence is that? Does anyone want to live in that world where you're being forced to think a certain way? Because that is really what we're talking about at the end of the day. Forced to be talking a certain way so you cannot offend other people. That's insane. It's insane. Reality check. True, but he kind of started by using them to deflect from his own media flogging. Now, there is some truth to that reality. There is some truth. Look, Donald Trump is an opportunist, and he saw an opportunity to take away from his own issues to go ahead and address something that was definitely going to set a firestorm. And you know what? Fair enough. He did. And yes, he deserves to be a little bit of pushback on that, and he got that. But not to the point to where now you can't even speak. If you are the wrong color, now you cannot speak. People are losing the owners, people who own these teams are losing their ability to speak about their teams, the league in which they are partners in. That's terrifying to me. That's a terrifying thought. This is where we are now. This is the terrifying thing. There are so many YouTubers who are not YouTubing anymore. There are creators who have stopped creating because they can't make a living off doing this anymore. Why? Because they're so fucking afraid to be able to say anything without a huge backlash or simply just being demonetized. It's fucking crazy. And it's getting to a point now where it's just insane. And the fact is, when you look at numbers, plain and simple, people don't want to see it. It seems like there is a more number of people that don't want this on their televisions constantly than do. The NFL is losing ratings when they have some of the most talented players that they probably ever had in the league. There are some talented football players on that field, but nobody cares about it anymore because of one reason or another. Some of it, of course, is the way that the game is played now, and that is also a political issue to an extent. And then you have the fact that now everything is about the flag, the anthem, all of these things. It's just there's so many different layers to this that I don't think that anyone even really has an idea of what they're fighting about anymore. Everything is fucking divisive. Everything is anger fueled. Everything is just about pointing at the other and screaming. Hell, I'm guilty of it right now because I'm just as angry as anybody else. But I think all I fucking want at the end of the day is the ability to be able to speak your mind without fucking potentially losing your team, something that you've put a lot of effort into. It's kind of insane. And it wasn't as bad a couple of months back, it felt like. Things have really turned into a fever pitch over the past 3-4 months. You know, we're almost a year, Pat, to the point where, hell, yeah, November. We're getting really damn close to when fucking Trump was elected. You know, inaugurated a few months after that, of course, but still, you know what I mean? We're getting to that point now. I'm wondering if that's part of it. We're getting closer to that reminder of what happened last November, and people are losing their goddamn minds. I don't know what it is anymore, but nobody can talk anymore. It's pretty fucking crazy. Chow Fa, who really cares about that on Dave's political opinions? Good point. Good point. You make a very strong argument there, sir. Well done. Little Block reality. So going to one knee to propose shouldn't be a thing in America then. Yes. Yes. I say, give her a ham sandwich. And yes, because you're showing the other side. I'll make you a sandwich, baby. Now marry me. I don't fucking know. All right. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about. And just fucking, Jammer, if right now isn't the time to speak up, when is the same oppression and discrimination that's going on for 100 years? Plus, I think people don't want change in this country. Who said it wasn't time to speak up? But the problem is only one side's allowed to speak up, Jammer. That's the problem. Everything is shut up and follow. There is no discussion that's happening. And the fact is, if you're not thinking that there's any change in this country, you're simply not looking around. There is change. There is change in the United States. There's change all over the world. There are places on this planet that have not changed at all in hundreds of years. There's oppression, all kinds of things running rampant in all kinds of different countries. America's progressed quite a bit. Just it's never enough. There's always another cause to fight. And you know what? That's a good thing. There should always be another cause to fight. But it's how it's fought is the problem, Jammer. The how. It's not doing anything. It's causing division. It's causing anger. And to say that the country doesn't want to fucking change or fix discrimination, that's... Now you're speaking for 325 million people. I'm not comfortable with doing that. What I am comfortable with doing, though, is looking at how everything is going on right now and saying, at least with what we're talking about being the NFL, that there is a clear winner and a clear loser in this situation. And the loser is the NFL. The NFL is losing popularity for the first time in 15 years. It doesn't exist anymore. You know, the ability to be able to fucking talk, speak your mind, not without losing everything that you've built. Again, part of it is not just because of all this stuff. There is other things to it. So that's just where I stand on it. But I want to go ahead and get the Discord. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that, the Apple situation, and anything else that you might. Let's go ahead and bring in some people and see what everyone's got to say. I'm going to go ladies first today with SparxyDriod. Don't know how long both those two wonderful mush puffs were in there, but let's start with SparxyDriod. What's going on, Miss Sparks? You're live with Dead on Dave.
I woke up 3.5 hours ago. I am fucking living about the Apple girl.
Oh, really? Talk to me.
She's so, I hate her fucking response to her shit getting taken down because, oh, don't, I'm gonna start crying. Please don't make fun of my father. Your father's a fucking dumbass. You were not given permission to make that video. No one told your dad, oh, go make the video. Oh, because the other people's kids have done it. No, go ask your fucking boss and then come and say, oh yeah, daughter, let's make the fucking video.
Well, to be fair, the video was the video itself wasn't the reason why the guy got fired. The video would have been fine. Had they just done the video properly, it would have been completely fine. The problem comes with the dad not securing the information on the phone. That's where the issue is.
There was also the problem that many of the people who do have their kids or somebody close to them who does these kind of videos before, they actually ask permission. He never asked permission to make this video to start with.
Yeah, that's not being cited as the reason he was fired, though. Yeah, the big reason.
I know, but that's one of the reasons among all of them. But yes, he did not lock down information. However, he should have asked permission first. He just said, yes, here, have fun. Yeah,
sure. But I mean, at the end, still, even if he asked permission or not, if he puts that phone on there with all those QR codes and unfinished product, he's still getting fired. Doesn't matter if he had permission. He didn't lock the information. More than likely, because other people, from what I understand, there has been people that videos have been made. Not all of them been with explicit permission. From what I understand, I can't confirm that, so I'm just kind of shooting from the hip at this point. But none of them had an information leak. This video did. That's why it is completely different. Had he gotten permission, it wouldn't have mattered. I think if he just does the video properly, even without permission, he keeps his job. There's no reason to fire him because you're promoting the product. So what does Apple care? They do care when you fucking give away their secrets. Yeah.
I don't know how somebody who works as an engineer for them for a certain amount of time does not realize like that's something you shouldn't do.
I don't know. That one I don't have an answer for. Because that's some stupid shit.
I signed this giant contract to like make sure to like have CPI compliance and all this kind of shit, and yet I'm going to release information that's very important to this product. That makes total sense.
Pretty dumb. And not even that product, other things that have not even been released yet. Apparently those QR codes were information to products that have not even been announced yet. So it's a pretty big deal. It's pretty insane. But you don't like the girl. I don't really like the girl either. I didn't like her response. I didn't like her reaction when people asked what they were going to do. Just her little, we'll be all right. I was just kind of like, oh, God.
I also don't like at the very end of the video, she starts sobbing over her father getting in trouble. Like, yeah. I don't feel, that gives me no sympathy. Like, I get it. And then it's like, and then part of my mind is like, why wouldn't you know also? Because your dad works on the company. Unless you don't listen to what your dad does every day, that stuff's important. You should know what to show and not show.
You know, I'm going to give her a pass on that part. I mean, like, okay. I'm going to give her a pass. Look, I'm more angry at the father. The father fucked up way more than the kid here. Yeah, he gave her permission to do it and all that, and that's wonderful, all good. But all you got to do is lock down your information. Lock down your shit, especially since you gave, like, she would have stole the phone and did a video. That would have been a different thing. Like, I would have been like, all right, let's give her up for adoption. But she didn't. He gave her the phone willingly, which means he knew this was happening. He knew he should have locked down the information. So I'm much more angry at this idiot than I am her. She's also an idiot, but not as much big of an idiot as her. He is, excuse me.
Also, the world needs to just have like a cup of tea and chill, honestly. Yeah. Like everything's just kind of on edge and I don't like it. And
I don't
just
like it either.
Needs to chill.
Yeah. You know, there was some discussion in the chat earlier about how, you know, we need to have discussions and things like that. The problem is nobody really wants to have a discussion. And this is not just on the liberal side. This is on both sides. Conservatives don't want to see this shit either to the most part. But the liberals, especially the extreme liberal side, they're the ones who are really like using every word they can to get you to shut the fuck up as quick as you can. And that's it. Oh, hold on one second. Superhuman donated $5 in Super Chat. This will be my only donation, so might as well make it worth it and put on the Jack Skellington hat. Damn. That sucks. My least favorite hat. Hey, there's a $10 donation from Kylesville. Take some of my energy. Missed you. I'll take some of that energy, Kylesville. Thank you very much for that wonderful donation. I appreciate that. Let's watch Roman Reigns get his face blasted in there. So we got a new hat on, and we got a nice little couple of bucks there. Thank you very much for that. You guys are awesome. You guys are, yeah, you know, the thing is, I wish people would be able to have conversations about politics without losing their fucking minds, but it seems like most people are incapable of doing it. I don't know. I don't know if it's an inability to have the discussion at a human level because they're such racially charged and politically charged and emotionally charged conversations, or if it's by design. You know, these type of words, using an innocuous statement such as inmates running the prison, which I don't feel for a second, just from a stupidity standpoint, would be said in a racial tone at all with the players, that it just makes no sense to me. Logically, does not make sense.
Dumb.
It just sounds
It just
dumb.
sounds dumb.
Not impossible, but unlikely for me. So that, oh, by the way, that's a $10 donation. I'll chug this beer for you as well, you mush puff. Thank you, Kyle. But I don't know. So when you're taking those words and you're twisting them in a way where now there's threats of, I mean, apparently the Texans were going to rip the decals off of their fucking helmets at one point. I don't know exactly how they protested, if they already have, because I don't watch the game anymore, because I'm one of those people who was driven away. I don't know. It's fairly crazy. You got anything else for me, Miss Sparksy?
If anything, just looking at everything, I think that in politics, the main three things that have come to be with any kind of politics is just emotions, religion, and money. That's how I look at it at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't like any three of those. I'm a very emotional person, but I stay out of politics just for the fact that I see how people can get hurt and pissed off for no reason, because even if they even talk about it, I don't think anything's going to happen until you actually stand up and do something about it. And sometimes when you stand up and do something about it, it doesn't end in the best context.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, when people say stand up and do something about it, what are we talking about? Are we talking about more protests? Are we talking about what exactly is being proposed here? On which side? What's going to have to happen? Because here's the thing. As long as we have people in authority that are not robots, that are simply incapable of seeing a different gender or having any prejudices or anything like that, we're always going to have a situation where if it's not a cop, it could be a bank teller, it could be your fast food employee. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who's not going to like somebody else for whatever reason that they choose. And you know what? They should be able to feel that way. Maybe not openly, of course. You can't take action. You can't spit in a dude's food because he's black. You can't fire a guy because he's gay, of course. But there are laws to protect that. They're already on the books, and they're pretty fucking effective for the most part. But the instances that do happen are so highly publicized and manipulated and skewed to where we're thinking there is this fucking torrent of hatred around you all the time. Now, I just went back to the States for the first time in 12 years, and honestly, and this was in the south side of Chicago, I had no fucking problems. Mainly because I keep to my fucking self and I don't go looking for these issues. But when I first landed, I was like, man, shit's about to go down. Stuff's about to happen. Someone's going to shank me. This guy probably thinks I'm a racist because I looked at him for more than 3 seconds. Because that's what you think is happening all the time. That's what you're being told.
You came to the U.S. on a quiet week, and I'm not sure how you did that. I'm not sure how you planned it that perfectly. You came here on like a very quiet week, and then after that, shit started up again. I don't know. Can you come back to the U.S.? Can you come live here now?
I'm telling you, I very much want to. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was just the copious Lord that just swept into the States, and everything was, fine.
Just drag your wife and daughter into the U.S. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, it's called kidnapping.
No, they like it. They like it.
The wife's never coming to the States. I've already accepted that shit.
Boo.
But yeah, who knows?
No, that's not fun.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh, she can bring the cat and everything will be okay.
I want to kick that cat. That cat's been laying here all day. I hate that goddamn thing.
The cat just wants to have a nice life. Don't kick the poor cat.
It's a murderer. It kills mice all the time. It leaves their heads on our doorstep. It's an asshole.
I mean, at least they're not getting into the house.
He brought a live mouse into the house once. He did. Scared the shit out of me. He dropped this goddamn mouse and it just started running around. I was like, oh my God, kill that fucking thing. And he didn't do it. I had to kick it out.
My boyfriend's cat did that the other week and he let a chipmunk free in the house.
Cats are the devil, is all I'm saying. Sparks, you got anything else for me?
Not at the moment. I love you. You have an amazing stream.
Oh, I love you too. Have a good night, Sparksy.
Bye.
That's SparxyDriod, everybody, man. She makes some incredible things graphic-wise, including my emotes for Twitch. She did a great job with the emotes on Twitch. If you have some things that you want done, go talk to SparxyDriod. She's absolutely fantastic. We'll bring in some other people in just 1 second. Hang out for 1 second, guys, because for that $10 donation, this is for you. Thank you. There you go. Excuse me. All right, let's get some more callers. Let's go Critical Mess has been here for a while. What's going on, Mush Puff? You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
All right, so I'd like to talk about the Apple situation.
Yes, I'm kind of surprised that everyone wants to talk about the Apple situation. Let's go.
I think it's something that's kind of pretty important to like what I do. And in my job, I have access to a lot of confidential information. And I know for a fact that if I spread that information outside of the company, I'd get fired and probably prosecuted.
Rightfully so.
This guy, yeah. It's like I know people's national insurance numbers, how much they earn, where they live, all that sort of shit. If I spread that shit outside the company, I know that I'd be absolutely screwed. And I think it's just dumb that this guy would have confidential information that is property of Apple and send it to his daughter to put as a video online. It's just so dumb.
It's pretty special. Yeah, he absolutely does. This is one of those situations where I have zero empathy, like no sympathy, no empathy. I don't care that he's fired. He's an engineer at that level. He will get another job, but maybe he won't. Maybe a leak of this magnitude, maybe he shouldn't get another job. Have we all talked about that for a second? Maybe this dude just simply should not be around sensitive information. Operational security, baby.
Oh yeah, like when I was at university, I was around like one of the biggest kind of like spying bases in the UK.
Really?
And it's called GCHQ. It's like it's very fucking secretive. And, like I'm just like kind of brought up in this culture of like, if you kind of reveal this sort of information, then you end up getting prosecuted. Like you said the same when you were in the army. If you give away shit, if you put a flash drive in the wrong thing, yeah, you're screwed. Yep. And people should understand that, especially if they're around information that the public should not know.
Yeah. I think that goes without saying to me. Like that is some fucking really common sense shit. If you have a job that you took, you went and you did the interview process, you researched your job, they explain to you what your job titles are, what you're supposed to be doing, your responsibilities, all of those wonderful things. Well, then why the fuck would you be surprised when you get fired for breaking one of those rules? Now, to be fair, he's not complaining. To be fair, he's taking it pretty well as far as I can see. He takes responsibility, all of that wonderful stuff. He's still an idiot. And let me ask you this. If you had a company that was around that type of sensitive material, would you hire this guy even with the resume that he has, considering he's worked for Apple at the highest level? Really? I mean, that doesn't get much bigger than that.
We can't really hire him because he has a track record of giving away company secrets, and that in turn causes damage to the company. Like I don't know what kind of information you've been seeing that are saying that they're criticizing Apple for this move.
Oh God,
I think that's just stupid.
Yeah, you type in just basic Google search, just look at these articles. Most of them are written by like hack journalists and stuff like that are all politically leaning anyway, and I get that. But there is so much, which is more my point than anything else. There's so much of this slant out there. It's absolutely fucking crazy. Really is nuts. Dave, you got to support this. That idiot would have done this regardless. Let's be happy people are starting to do dumb shit on cameras now. I don't know. I mean, the only reason why this information came out is because he allowed his daughter to do a video with the product, and he simply didn't lock down the information. I don't think that he would have had this situation happen if he wasn't going on camera with it. So I don't know. I don't know. He's still an idiot. So I agree with you to a point.
So I'm not a fan of Apple in the slightest. I don't buy any of their products. I think they're overpriced. But seriously,
Samsung, baby.
This guy this guy was employed by Apple, and he had the fucking trust of Apple, and he fucking betrayed it.
Yeah.
And that's how he got screwed. I have literally no sympathy for him whatsoever. It's just such a dumb move for him to do. So what did he reveal?
Basically, there were QR codes. There were codes that had information about unfinished products for Apple. Apparently, products that weren't even announced yet. And they were all over the phone, so people saw it. And this video went so fucking viral, more so than some of the others, because there's been a lot of videos about the iPhoneX. There's been a whole bunch of them by other employees. They were completely fine. Oh, yeah. YouTubers took these to task. And now this one went bigger than all the rest of them for some fucking reason. And Apple was like, hey, wait a second. I know that code. This isn't good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Do you have anything else for me, Mr. Critical?
I just want to say that anyone who leaks information from their company that they're contractually obliged to be a part of should be fucking fired if they release that information.
Yep. Whether or not it's an accident or not, negligence is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. Not when it comes to this much money. I agree with you 100%, buddy.
All right. Have a good rest of the stream.
You too, buddy.
See you
Thanks a lot. Have a good night. Critical Miss, everybody. Let's bring in, hey, if you guys want to get your voice heard about any topic, doesn't have to be about what we're talking about. It literally can be about anything. Open phones, talk about whatever you like. I don't really care. $10 donation. Crow Molly, keep chugging, Savage. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. I only had the one. Oh my God. All right. I'll go get, hold on. All right. At the end of the show, don't let me forget, guys. I'll take a shot of medicinal water. Some vodka. I'll go get some. Remind me at the end of the show. I'll do a shot for that. And every $10 that we get, if we get $10 donations, I'll take shots for that. Oh, I'm going to regret saying those fucking words. Oh, I can feel it already. But I will go get that bottle in just a moment. I'm also going to change my hat. We're going to go Luna here. Luna, we're going to go Luna. There you go. A hat by Chrissy Pipple. We can talk about whatever you guys want. Doesn't have to be topic specific to the things that we already talked about. Let's open up them phone lines to anything that you guys might get in my description box. We'll talk about whatever you want. Delvina's been waiting for a little while. Delvina, you're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Hey, Dave. Now, I wasn't here for the Apple situation, but I do want to talk about the NFL situation.
All right, hit me.
Because I relate to it, and also I agree 100% on you.
Oh, great. I always like that.
Yeah, so I agree that no one should be doing a protest during any type of, like, event.
Right.
I actually had a protest at school, and someone said that we need to get out of the classrooms during this protest. I said, no, that's disrespectful to the teachers. That's going to get them in trouble. It's not good. Don't do it. So I don't agree that they should be doing this protest during the game.
I think it depends on the event. I think it depends on the event. I think if there wanted to be, like, I wouldn't have a problem with if there was something that all the players wanted to get involved with for, like, one major event, like the Super Bowl. If there wanted to be something that happened at the beginning of that game, let's say, I think I'd be okay with it. A commercial, a spot, nothing on field, but a commercial, something that was raising awareness towards discrimination problems, which we do have in the country, to be completely fucking fair. I don't have a problem with it. You should be able to use your platform. You shouldn't be able to do it at every single fucking game. And that's my problem with it. It's constant reminders, and I think it's just causing more issues than it's solving at this point.
Yes, actually, I refuse to even sit in the same room with my mother if the NFL's on, because if someone sits down the national anthem, she loses her goddamn shit. Like, the NFL just isn't fun anymore.
That's not.
Like, I like watching football. I like watching the Steelers play. Steelers are my favorite team. Fuck Alabama.
Really?
Yes. My family's from Pittsburgh. I gotta give some love. Okay?
I'm a Bears fan. I can't really talk shit. You're okay.
You're a Bears fan?
Yeah.
Wait, Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the Milwaukee Bears. They're little known. They're plucky.
Oh.
They got a lot of pluck in them. They got a lot of fight. They never win, but you know they're plucky. Yes, the Chicago Bears. Delvina.
I'm about to say, if you like the Chicago Bears, I'm about to say, because I'm second cousins with Mike Ditka, who was an old coach of the Chicago Bears.
No, I've never heard of Mike Ditka. Ditka. Hey, who would win in a fight, Ditka or a hurricane named Ditka? That's what I want to know. The Bears. Oh my God, I love me some Ditka, of course. Reality check. Great idea, by the way. No, do it during the Pro Bowl. No one gives a shit about that. You know what? That's an even better idea. Reality, I bow to you. That was a much better idea than my idea. But the idea goes without saying. You know, you can put it in a big spot, but just not on field. That's the way I look.
Yeah, exactly. Because it distracts people from the game. If you're at a football game, most of the time you're drunk off your ass. You just want to get shit over with. And if someone is kneeling, you're going to be like, well, that's kind of fucking rude. Yeah. And I have a full bloodline of every generation being in the military. That's my entire family is nothing but military. So if you kneeled in the national anthem, I kind of take a little bit of offense to it. I'm like, that's kind of disrespectful.
To be fair, I don't know if that you necessarily. I was in the military myself. You know, I did 10 years. I don't take offense as a veteran that they're kneeling. I don't think it has anything to do with the military. I understand that it is the national anthem and all that, but as a veteran, I don't take offense to it. That doesn't mean that your opinion's wrong. It doesn't mean that other people don't have the right to take offense on behalf of their families or whatever. For me, though, I see this more as a logic fallacy. I see this as more of a pitfall of logic than anything else. That's where I see the issue being, because it's a misnomer. You know, a lot of it should not be a surprise that a lot of NFL players got on board the second Trump opened his mouth. It shows you that the issue wasn't even about what Colin Kaepernick was trying to raise awareness with. It was about the fact that Trump was against it. And this was an opportunity to stick it up Trump's ass. And I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of logic gaps here. And that I have more of a problem with that. And the fact that the world, I think most people want a little bit of escape from. And we use things like the NFL. We use things like sports and movies and television shows and music to distract us from these things. Because there's a lot of heavy shit that's constantly happening around us. And then we pay money, lots of money, to go to these NFL games. And we have to sit through this. And we have to hear about it. And everyone's talking about it. It's just causing more. So people are tuning out. Good. Ratings fall, plummet, because the NFL sucks anyway.
Yes.
Do you have anything else for Miss Nelvina?
No, I don't, but have a good stream, Dave. Also, that Jack Skellington hat is baller.
Right?
I'm trying to find it and give it to my friend.
Isn't it pimp?
Awesome.
It's pimp as shit, isn't it?
Yes, I could see like an edgy pimp wearing that someday.
Right. What? You want to fuck my skeleton, bitches? It's like, what? All right, Delvina, have a good night.
Just like people who look like Gina Cooney. That's all the people just look just like Gina Cooney.
Oh God! Oh, you're gonna take a shot at Cooney. Oh man! All right, Delvina, have a good night.
Have a good night, Dave.
Take it easy. Good stuff. Raging Max has been in there for a while. Raging Max, your mic is muted, but you're live with Dead on Dave. Don't fuck it up. He's fucking it up. I can feel him fucking it up. Can you feel him fucking it up? Because he is. All right. I'm going to put him back out. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run real quick. Well, I'm going to hobble. I'm going to let this stupid cat out. I'm also going to get some medicinal water to pay up on the donation that we got a minute ago. 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. All right. 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail. All right, I'm sorry, pimpins. All right, let's try Raging Max again. We're going to try Raging Max again. Maybe he's got his shit together. You're live with Dead on Dave. What do you got?
Can you hear me?
I can. What's up, dude?
Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Okay, what are your thoughts on like all these people on Twitter pressuring the NFL owners to sign Colin Kaepernick?
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely insane. To sign Colin Kaepernick now would... Look, there's no indication, based off anything that he has done over the past couple of years, that he is in any way, shape, or form ready to be a backup in this league, let alone anything else. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and I think it's wrong for Twitter to allow these type of things to happen. I mean, considering that they suspend people's accounts all the time for much lesser things than really what it counts to harassment. You know, because people are sending threats to the NFL and all these things, but of course it doesn't get talked about. Nobody talks about the threats. Nobody talks about these type of things. The best thing that could happen, though, is those same people who have a problem with Colin Kaepernick not being signed, they could do the exact same people who have a problem with the things that Colin Kaepernick and others who are protesting the NFL are saying. Simply stop watching. That's it. But why isn't that enough?
It's really crazy.
Can I ask you this, Rage? Why isn't that enough? Why isn't that enough anymore? Just simply turning off the television, exercising your right of choice, and not watching. Why is that not enough anymore? It doesn't seem like it's enough.
I don't know. It's really weird.
I don't know. What's going on with you, man? You're always wanting me to kill shit and stuff. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, like every time, like they're always bringing up points about like Colin Kaepernick's like stats, like him having like a high passer rating.
Well, he was
like,
great. He was great at one point.
Yeah. They're always like bringing up his stats, but they never actually watched him play. Like he would always get sacked, overthrow the ball.
There was a time when he came into the league. That kid was great. He was great. He was dude
like,
looked like he was going to be
like,
something.
Yeah.
He looked like he was going to be special. And then defense started to figure him out a little bit. And then most importantly, he had an injury, and he lost about 35 pounds. His mind got out of football. He got a new girlfriend. He had a new ideology all of a sudden. All these things started to happen to where football really didn't seem to be the priority, and his goddamn game suffered for it. If you're not putting yourself into the game 100%, you're not staying in the league. And if you want to make your situation even harder, well, go ahead and give the owners an extra headache on top of it, which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. If you don't want to sign a guy because A, he's not that good anymore, and B, his mere presence is potentially driving away customers from watching your product, that's your fucking right as an owner. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta take this shot real fast. Hold on one second. Shot of medicinal water. Thank you very much for the $10 donation earlier. This is a bad idea. Here we go.
Do you think Colin like belongs in the league?
What?
Do you think Colin belongs in the league?
No, I don't. Not anymore. He showed me nothing that made me. Oh God, he showed me nothing in his last time that he actually played that he should be a quarterback in this league. It's just no, I don't.
But
think...
definitely not a starting quarterback. But you know, he could be like a third stringer or a second stringer.
I don't know if that but see, here's the thing, because when you're a backup or you're a third stringer, you have to ask yourself, is a third stringer worth the headache that he's going to bring to the team? So it's like, unless he's going to start, if he was capable of starting, we'd be having a different conversation. If he was capable of being a reliable backup to a sketchy starter, we'd be having a different conversation. But I don't think there's anything that really has shown, at least I think to some fair-minded owners, whoever those are, if people want to say everyone's unfair nowadays, that he's not worth it, considering that he brings an extra ton of baggage with him.
Yeah, and plus, like, his contract, like, I remember him getting paid, like, millions of dollars with the 49ers. Like, he got paid, like, $10 million like, a year one time. Like, I definitely think, like, the owners wouldn't want to be paying that much money for a quarterback that isn't even that good and gets injured all the time. Well,
look, there's no question that the headache is part of the equation here, you know, and I just don't, me personally, whether it's...
The headache ain't money.
Whether it's a politically charged reason that you don't want to deal with the headache, or if it's an assault reason, like people not wanting to sign Ray Rice because of how he, Ray Rice that chick in the fucking elevator. You know, it's a fucked up thing. Whatever the situation is, if you don't want to take that on as an owner, as someone who owns this club, well, then you don't have to. And I don't, you know, that's the thing. This is not a discrimination thing. This is a dollars and cents issue. If your presence is driving people away, well, then your boss doesn't have to keep you the fuck around, does he?
Yeah. And like everyone's like trying to like the blackball the NFL because like of the whole kneeling thing. Like no one ever said anything when Tim Tebow was kneeling. Like the NFL made him like erase like John 3:16 signs off his face paint. And like no one on Twitter is like erupting over that. Well, they did, you know, but it was just quieter because not like you know,
it was a different eruption. Well, here's the reality, and this is not going to be easy to hear for some people, but Tim Tebow is a goddamn white, young, Christian male.
Yeah.
He's not one to be sympathized with. That is the world we fucking live in. Look, the fact is, Tim Tebow should probably still be in the goddamn league. Tim Tebow lost his goddamn job as a starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos while taking them to the playoffs and beating, I believe, the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. Now, did he have atrocious stats? Yeah, but he did fucking win, and I certainly think he deserved a little bit more of a chance. But here's the thing, and this is where the fairness of the argument comes in. What else did he bring with him? A fucking circus. Tim Tebow brought a circus with him. Do you remember the situation what happened with the Jets where he was the second or third starting quarterback and he's walking around the the walkthrough with the starter and there were just all these people following around? He brought a circus. Tim Tebow simply, for whatever reason, just as fair as Colin Kaepernick here, brought a headache with him that owners didn't want to deal with. It's the same situation, just on opposite ends of the spectrum. You got anything else from Mr. Rage?
No, not a conversation.
It's fantastic to finally hear from you in person, buddy. I really appreciate you coming in and all the support that you've given to the channel as of late, man. I love you bringing out my rage side in video games as well.
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Take care.
You too, buddy. Rage, everybody. Oh, he's still here. Fuck, I did not move him. All right, this time for realsies. Bye. See you later. Okay, let's keep the calls running. Let's bring in Landlago. What's going on, dude? Why are you here? You're gonna fuck with me, aren't you?
No, I actually want to talk about something serious.
Hit me, baby.
NFL thing, and I've been thinking about it lately, especially with Donald Trump becoming president, like within this past couple, like this year. And like the whole like divide and stuff like that between people and the NFL. Like the one thing that we can all agree on is that the Eagles are doing great. if you know we have to deal with like a couple of years of like political divide, and I can squeeze out a couple of rings out of that, I am all for it, dude.
That's the realest statement you will ever hear a football fan fucking say. I love that. Oh my God. Fly, Eagles, fly, motherfucker.
Yeah, fly, Eagles. All right, that's all I got.
Oh, that was great. Enjoy the Eagles' success because it may not happen again, all right?
Hey. Well,
I'm a Bear fan. I'm salty.
We'll have to make it the Eagles great again. Fucking re-elect his ass. All right.
Trump made the Eagles great again. Oh, yay. I love it. Let's bring in my good buddy, my friend, the one and only Rainer Divulge, or Tobes. You know him. You love him. You got to have him in or around your body. What's going on, Tobes?
How are you, Dave? I miss talking to you, buddy.
I might be a little inebriated. Slightly.
Inebriated?
Yes. Drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a big word. I apologize.
That level. Yeah.
I'm not drunk yet, but I feel. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. What's the Middle Eastern term? What is sauce? Do you guys use sauce there?
No, sakran.
I'm sakran. I'm fucking sakran to the moon. I'm not quite drunk, but I can feel the drunk property starting to creep up on me. Like it's coming. Like I feel it between chugging a beer, or excuse me, medicinal soda, and having a shot of medicinal water. I can feel it coming. It's not good. What is it? What's the word again?
Sakran.
I'm sakran, boy. Fucked up. Bad. Sakraned a lot. It's a lot of sakraning. Can you put an ing at the end of it? Is sakraning? Can I do that or no? Did I defend somebody?
There's no ing in Kuwait in Arabic.
Really? There should be. Putting ings on everything is great, and turning things into verbs is great. It's amazing. You got all sakraned up.
I'm all sakraned.
Man, he sakraned the shit out of that. I don't know. It's fucking great. Good Lord. What's up, Toes? What do you got for me, buddy?
Why is it every time I call into the show, it devolves into some caveman fiasco?
I really don't know. I honestly, there's just something about you, man. You bring this out and we just go on these weird journeys together. They're quite remarkable. Exactly. They're quite wonderful. I love it a lot.
It's either sexual or deviant of some sort.
Yeah, usually. I mean, typically it's because you really want to fuck me, and it's hard to, it's hard to get past that part of it. I don't blame you, but we've already talked about this. We cannot have sex because we'll start forest fires with our two chubby bodies. It's not good. Friction burns, Tobes.
I'm probably getting surgery next month.
What, gastric bypass? What are you doing?
Yeah, gastric bypass.
Really? You said you were only about my size. You said you were only about 260, 270. You want to get gastric bypass at that size?
Yeah.
Just work out, motherfucker.
I can't do that.
Why? Can't or don't want to?
That both.
Both.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried, like, I've dieted. I've lost at 2 points in my life. I've lost 20 kilograms. Then I gained them all back, and then I've lost 24, and then I gained them all back. And I see no point in doing that because I'm always stressed out and I always stress eat. So gastric bypass is the
So you're
best
like,
thing
I just
to
need to
do.
make my stomach smaller, son. It's just that there needs to be less
Exactly.
room for the foods because I'm still gonna eat them, but less room.
Yeah.
Be-
Exactly.
Before you
That's
do
all.
that, and this is 100% serious, I'm not even kidding right now. Jeff Huffman's actually helping me right now. He's on his way to becoming a physical, not a physical
I know.
therapist,
I've
a physical
I've
trainer.
asked Jeff for help.
Well, he's now, like, I know you've probably asked him in the past. I don't know if you've asked him recently because now he's actually
Yeah, I have
authorized.
asked him recently.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that might not be a bad way to go before you do a surgery, man. I mean, like, surgery.
Dave, I've tried everything. I have
fair
tried
enough.
everything. I just want to lose as much weight as possible.
Fuck
and
it. You know what?
Not game it
I
for
respect it.
3 or 4 years.
Fuck it. You know what? If that's the way you want to go, I respect it. Fuck it. You know, it's like, who am I to tell you how to live your life? I don't know. I guess it's because look, here's the reality. I'm a little fucking salty about it. I was 475 pounds, motherfucker. I have a spinal cord stimulator in my back. I'm on a cane and I lost 200 pounds. Suck it up, Buttercup. Get your ass on a fucking elliptical machine. You know, that's where I am. It's my salt. It's my salt. There's salt. A lot of salt. I stress eat too.
Well,
My life sucks.
I grew up privileged, so my weight loss journey should be of privilege, you know?
I love that. Oh, it's so fucking real. Oh, you know what? You know why I'm not even mad? It's the fact that you own it, and I like that. I respect the fuck out of it. Own it, man. It's like, fuck it, I'm privileged. I got the money, bitch. What do you want? I can do this. Fuck off, fat man. Enjoy your goddamn carrots. They taste like sadness. It's true. Carrots taste like sadness. It's true. It's scientifically proven.
True. Yeah, unless they're in cake.
That is 100% accurate because carrot cake is fucking bomb, son. It's amazing. I fucking love it. Oh my God. Why does this happen every time you call? Every time.
I don't know.
It's just fucking insane. It's great. I love it. I'm not complaining, by the way. Not a little.
Maybe I'm fine to talk to or good to talk to. I don't know.
Oh, you're great to talk to. You give me gold every single fucking time, and I love you for it. Every time. This always happens, and I love it. Thank you so much. Do you have anything else for me, buddy?
Well, I really just wanted to ask my question.
Oh, you still haven't asked the question? Yay! Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask your question.
It's very to the point,
Okay.
so I'll just ask it. Any horror movie recommendations for a full day binge on Halloween?
Ooh, good question.
I have watched a horror movie every single night since October started.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't skip out of it on any classics.
See, now that's the thing. I haven't really watched anything new in a long time, so I'm gonna give you stuff like my favorites, like The Shining, John Carpenter's The Thing, which
The Shining.
The Shining's
I
amazing.
have both of them on the list for Tuesday.
Oh, you gotta watch John Carpenter's The Thing. Absolutely amazing.
I've never actually watched the original.
You've never seen The Thing, really?
Yeah, I've seen the remake. I haven't watched the original.
Oh man, so you haven't experienced Kurt Russell's epic fucking beard? I mean, dude, motherfucker's gonna fall in love. It's amazing. That beard makes babies.
Didn't he have a really great beard in Guardians of the Galaxy, though?
Yeah, that's old man Kurt Russell. This is young man, hard dick, fucking take your ass to Chinatown and face all the big troubles that are there, Kurt Russell. But he's got a beard this time, and I'm not even kidding, dude. His beard is the reason why I wanted to grow facial hair. I'm not even kidding. It's the most majestic beard in the history of cinema. It's so good. It's great.
Okay.
Evil Dead. How about the Evil Dead trilogy? Evil Dead 1, 2, and of course the wonderful Army of Darkness.
I've watched them throughout the month.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
And I assume you watched the Evil Dead remake, which is actually fairly good too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would.
So basically, on my list for tomorrow is
Okay.
obviously Halloween.
Yep.
The Shining, and now The Thing.
Okay.
And fuck.
How about Trick or Treat? Have you seen Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat? No.
Trick or Treat is an anthology movie. It was made about I don't know 12 years ago or so, maybe 10. It's an anthology movie. It's a series of different stories being told that kind of tie in. It's a cult classic. It's really fucking good. It's really, really a decent movie. And if you want to get really, really crazy, watch Tales from the Hood. $3 donation from Carl G. Talk about the releases from WWE in a tiara. I fucking hate you, Carl. I want you to get I want you to get a really bad canker sore. Like a really nasty one. One that opens up and you have to give like a fucking meeting. You gotta have a meeting. You gotta give a presentation. And you got this giant canker sore and they all think you have fucking herpes. That's what I want to happen. God damn it. But I'll do it. All right, you got anything else for me, Mr. Tobies?
Yeah, but I just want to ask, what is Tales from the Hood?
Tales from the Hood is it's another anthology movie that is like Tales from the Crypt.
Anthologies, dude.
I do. I love. I'm a Treehouse of Horror guy from The Simpsons. I watch that every single year. I watch every single one of them. They suck now. They haven't been good in 3 years, but I do love those. I like anthology stuff. It's a lot of fun. But Tales from the Hood is very, very similar to like Tales from the Crypt, but there's multiple stories, and it's all, how do I say this without being a racist twat? Urban oriented. It's all urban oriented is what it is. Brothers. It's all a bunch of brothers, and it's really good though. It's really funny. It's not bad. There's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a movie. I can't repeat it because it's incredibly racist, but very, very funny. Very funny.
Right,
Last House on the Left, Vincent Price version of Last House on the Left, absolutely fantastic. That's a really, really great movie. What else? A few others, man. Vincent Price stuff. I always go back to it every Halloween because it's always amazing. Also, how about the Universal monsters? You can go back to the original Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein.
I watched The Bride of Frankenstein. And Son of Frankenstein. Son of Frankenstein. Yeah. The what's his name? Mel Brooks movie.
Oh, that's Young Frankenstein.
That's different. Fuck me in the asshole. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my. And one great comedy horror movie, Ernest Scared Stupid. Go watch Ernest Scared Stupid if you haven't seen it. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll see what I can fit tomorrow. Really.
Oh God, Brandon said the word in the chat. Yes, Brandon. Yes, Brandon.
Have you watched Stranger Things, Dave?
I have not seen season 2 yet. I watched the first season. I have not binged season 2 yet. Hopefully, I will be doing it in the next couple of days.
Do it now.
Maybe I'll watch a couple now.
End the stream right now and watch. No, I said I'm gonna watch a couple right now, and then a couple and then I'll finish it when I wake up in the morning. I finished it all in one sitting. It is that good, Dave.
I know it's gonna be amazing. Danny girl, thank you for the correction. I wasn't thinking Last House on the Left. I was thinking House on Haunted Hill. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that.
The last what?
I was saying watch Vincent Price's version of Last House on the Left. That doesn't exist. I was wrong. It's Vincent Price's version of House on Haunted Hill, which is fantastic. Also, go watch Waxwork. Have you seen? That's a great fucking movie too. That's a lot of fun. The Warlock series, which is ridiculous but a lot of fun. You can watch those as well.
The Warlock series.
Yep, Warlock, man, it's great. You'll love that shit.
I'll have to look all of these up before I watch them.
Okay, well there you go. All right, Tobies, I love you, man.
Lies.
No, it's true. It's true. It's amazing. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
I love you too.
Oh, I love
Dave,
you so much.
Can I ask you for a favor?
Oh, of course you can.
Can you send me your address
in
your DMs?
Fuck. Yes, I can. And you know what?
It's a completely PG-13 reason.
Well, now I don't want to. I was hoping to get some shit. Yeah, absolutely. I'll send it to you right after. Remind me. Don't let me forget because I am a little inebriated. Or what is it?
All right.
Sakurid? I'm Sakurid.
Sakran.
Sakrand. I'm fucking Sakrand to the
Yes.
moon, son. All right? I'll talk to you later, buddy. Super Tobes, everyone. Always good to hear from him. The Rainer Divulge. He's rebranding. Okay. Carl Gibney, you wanted me to talk about the WWE releases. I don't fucking care. Okay, so what are you? Fucking Darren Young got released. Summer Rae got released. And Emma got released. Okay, the one of the three that doesn't make sense is Emma. Fucking, who gives a shit about Darren Young? Who gives a shit about Summer Rae? Neither one of them have really done all that much in WWE, and the reality is both of them had injury problems. Yes, Summer Rae has had injury problems recently, but with the women's division is tough right now because there's a lot of young, talented people who are coming up from the Mae Young Classic. So people got to go, and one of them made sense in Summer Rae, and in some sense, Emma makes sense. Now, not because that Emma is bad or anything like that, but the WWE has shown they are not going to use Emma the way they need to use her, not the way she was using NXT, and it is unfair to her how they handled it. More than likely, look, I know she put out a heartbreak emoji and all of that on Twitter when she found out she was released, but I got a feeling she ended up asking for this release. And you know what? Good for her. She needs to fucking go. Not because she can't work in WWE, but because they're not going to allow her to work in WWE. Fact is, I think they soured on her quite a bit when the whole Emelina thing didn't work out. Now, the way the story goes now, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is the way the story goes. They put a lot of money into the Emelina storyline, and then about 2-3 days before she was actually supposed to debut finally as Emelina, they were like, you can't do this character. She couldn't get it down. That's the story that happened, so they went back to the Emma storyline. And while I think Emma can work, it's not going to work in the WWE. Emma's going to do just fine on the outside. She's going to go to the indies and she's going to go make a name for herself. And if she's really smart and she wants to be in WWE so badly, she's going to go draw. She's going to do what Drew McIntyre did. She's going to do what a lot of these guys have done. You go draw on the outside. You show the WWE, if that's where you want to be, that you are a top-tier talent. And then when you're ready, you can come back on your terms. Drew McIntyre is the perfect blueprint of how to run your career after you've had a unsuccessful run in the WWE. Another guy going in a completely opposite direction is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is probably never going to come back to the WWE. I don't see him doing it. I don't see him wanting to do it. I don't see there being a need for him to do it. And honestly, I don't think the WWE is necessarily going to want to go that route anyway. But he has shown that you can become a draw, that you can do all these things on your own essentially, and you can do it on your terms. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So it's kind of crazy to me. I think it's good for Emma. And I understand that people are going to be upset at the fact that Emma's gone. And, you know, for good reason. She's a great worker. She's absolutely fantastic. I like Emma, and I don't think she should have been gone. The most confusing thing about this is the fact that, not that she lost to Asuka on consecutive nights on the way out, because that made sense. But why let her give a good showing on the way out? Because that's typically not the WWE style. She had great showings in both of those matches. The first match more than the second match, of course, but still, it was great. It was really, really good what Emma did in the ring with Asuka. And in fact, I think they did Asuka a little bit of a disservice by letting Emma kind of take her to the limits the way that she did in both of those matches. Even more so now that Emma's just gone. What does it mean for Asuka? It seems like the WWE is mishandling a lot of shit right now, more so than usual, and it's kind of weird considering how they're surging in profit, how their fucking stock is going up and up and up, trading at like $25 and shit. They're doing fantastically, but yet they've mishandled Shinsuke Nakamura. They've absolutely, for some reason, inexplicably shit on Finn Balor, and I cannot tell you why. They got Finn over so hard with that match with AJ Styles on so many goddamn levels, gave him huge motivation, huge momentum. And then the next night he takes 3 choke slams from Kane, who could barely fit in his fucking leotard. I don't know. Just doesn't make sense to me, but they seem to be doing it more and more. And I really can't understand as to why. I don't know if it's panic. I don't know what it is. It's just very weird. It's very strange. But That's WWE sometimes. So the way I feel about it is simple. It's good for Emma. This is a good thing. I don't know if she didn't ask for it or not. I wouldn't be shocked if we find out she did. It's a good thing for Emma. She's going to do just fine. And the WWE, they're going to be fine because they have a lot of young talent that's coming in from... Oh, here we go. I think we're about to get another donation here.
Shut up and take my money.
$5 donation from Chrome Molly. You know, because I love you so much, Chrome Molly, I'm going to give you another shot. Okay, it's really because I want to drink. But like I said, $10. We'll do shots of medicinal water. And you can see it's a real... I didn't want to show the label. There you go. Oh, this is going to suck. Everyone lies. Balor was because of the Too Sweet thing. They're butthurt about the Bullet Club right now. That's possible, but it still doesn't really make a whole hell of a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense at all. Why hurt somebody who's over as Finn Balor for something that he has no control over? Anything that happened with AJ Styles in the ring, I guarantee that was signed off on. At least by Triple H. I don't know. Here you go. If you guys want to keep the show going, simply jump into waiting the call, and we'll keep this bitch going. I'm feeling good. We had to go on early tonight. Well, didn't have to, but decided to go on early because I'm an opportunistic little whore, and Tommy C was not able to do the show tonight because he just got back from England, London, the city, of course. Not London at all. That's not where he was at. But he was around those somewheres. I don't fucking know where he was. I don't really care that much. But he's back, and he didn't do the show tonight because he's tired, and he wants to spend time with the fam, and that's completely fine. So I slithered my way right into his time slot. So it's fucking 9:20 at night. So you guys want to keep the show going, jump into waiting to call, and we'll come talk for a little bit longer. If not, I'm going to leave. I'll leave. I swear to God. I miss doing the shows here. I love streaming over on Twitch. I'm having a great time, and I appreciate everybody who's come over there with me and having fun, hanging out, kicking ass. We're doing Pokemon. Now we're doing Fallout and Skyrim. We're having a great time. I appreciate all of you guys being there with me. But just so you know, but some people have alluded to this channel is still exactly what it's always been. Last week was just a little bit weird. We weren't really able to do some of the things that we've done the week before, but that was reasons. There was Comic-Con going on, so I lost coast for that. Real Talk was able to do the show, but he was only able to give an hour, and I decided because I hadn't streamed on Twitch in 2 days, I'd rather stream on Twitch, so that's what I did there. So that's basically the explanation. But I got some really cool stuff coming up here. We got another epic interview. It was going to happen tomorrow, but now I think it's going to happen next Monday. We're going to have Wild Spartans on the show. We had the incredibly successful interview with I Am Alex, which was great. He was awesome. I thought it's one of the best interviews, if not the best interview I've ever done. And now we're going to get Wild Spartans on the show. It was going to be tomorrow, but I've gone ahead and put it off till next Monday. So that's going to be amazing. Can't wait to have him, and then we'll see what happens after that. Maybe we'll get some more guys on there and kick ass, take some names. I'm very, very excited about it. So there you have it. I think I'm done. I think I've hit everything. I don't think there's anything. That's just somebody waiting to call. Let's see. Nope. You guys ready to say goodnight? Because I'm ready to say goodnight. I appreciate every single one of you for being here with your sexy bodies and sexy faces. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and I will see you over the next 2 days. Sporadically, I'll be in and out, and we'll talk about all kinds of things. We'll do something really fun on Halloween, perhaps, and look out for that. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Keep it copious, folks, and remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Not sure about breakfast and beer, bitches. Not sure if I don't think it's happening tomorrow, but it might happen Tuesday. We'll find out. I'll talk to Tommy, and we'll see exactly what's happening with that. Huffman put his Twitch in there. Go check out Jeff Huffman over on Twitch. He's awesome. He's my mush puff, and if you need some help with losing a little bit of poundages, he can do it now. He can help you, and he can do it on the record. So go hook up with him. All right. Talk to you later. Keep it copious, and peace. Hey guys, make sure you hit that subscription button. Look at me dance. Look at me dance.